All right, and welcome to Fast Break Breakfast NBA Podcast. My name is Keith Parrish, and I'm here once again with my buddy through the miracle of computer phone. Miracle of computer phone, Dave. I only said that 400 times? I'm not sure. Dave DeFore, welcome. How are you?
Fantastic. I'm great. October is here.
That's right. This is
back.
A beautiful October 1st morning as we record across the entire nation, across the entire hemisphere, across the entire globe, I assume. Beautiful weather everywhere. NBA training camps have fully kicked off. We're in the full throes of basketball season. We are doing our annual Butter or Parkay previews today. This wraps up season 11 of Fast Break Breakfast. We'll do the Eastern Conference today. We'll knock out the Western Conference on a future episode. So there's a lot to get to, Dave. Before we do it, though, breakfast? Have you had anything worthwhile? Can you regale us one time with a good breakfast story?
I mean, listen, I'm a simple guy when I'm at home. Oatmeal and dates, but now it's almost pumpkin season. So
yeah.
Pumpkin will be in there soon. That's it.
The long answer:
oatmeal.
No. Dave, oatmeal and dates. You're as exciting of a breakfast ambassador as Kawhi Leonard is exciting. Sponsorship spokesman for anyone.
I at least eat breakfast though. So,
yeah, you don't have a no-show breakfast. You actually do have the breakfast. Dave, my breakfast, I had prime rib empanadas. They were leftover. Wow. I went to a media dinner in Nashville last night because the Grizzlies are hosting training camp in Nashville. Okay. Very convenient for me. And there was like a little media dinner. It was wonderful. The food was great, but there was too much
name dropping.
No, I can't name drop. The stories were great. We heard tales of Jamal Tinsley passed on the Grizzlies. A lot of fun, but there was too much food and they're packing up the leftovers.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, guys, I got it. I live here. I have a refrigerator. I'll take it. Yeah. So I took it home. And so I had a good meal last night. And then this morning, several prime rib empanadas. I will say that's a lot of restaurant food for my system. Maybe in the last 12 hours, 18 hours. What are we working with here? So that's what I had. After our breakfast, Dave, let's move right along to the breakfast in bed. Apologies. This is the first chance for us to talk about the NBA. It's where I try to make right what I might have gotten wrong on a previous episode. I don't feel like we made any factual errors in the last episode. I will say maybe when throwing out some names for a potential Fred VanVleet trade or targets for the Rockets to go get, I do feel like it was remiss not to think of Anthony Simons on the Celtics because their situation, what are they doing? And they're still paying too much tax for not being a competitive team this year. Also, just like CJ McCollum, where it's that guy, why not?
Forgot CJ McCollum was.
Yeah, you would be forgiven if you forgot that CJ McCollum was still in the league. I was even looking in preparation for this show, looking at us because the way I do this to preview my Eastern Conference to all the teams. I started doing these depth charts. I'm writing out two-way contracts, and some of these depth charts are weird in the East. And I get to a team like the Bulls, and I'm like, why do they have so many point guards? Not that they're great, not that Javon Carter is a superb player. But it's why do you need him as your fourth string point guard? Just free him. Let him go dribble a basketball to back up Aaron Holiday. I don't know. Help Aaron Holiday bring the ball up the court sometimes.
The Bucks could use him.
Yeah, anybody. There's weird. There's these teams that just don't have dribblers anyways. So that's I guess that's my apology there. Before we get into the meat of this hefty show, were there any takeaways at all that you had from NBA Media Day? I will say one of my difficulties of consuming this Media Day is my lack of involvement of being on Twitter, where now I'm because all the Kawhi stuff was going on, and I'm like, I want to see all this recap. Am I supposed to watch Sports Center? Like where do I get my news anymore? I was like, are we going back to TV? Because is there
back to TV?
There's probably a TikTok feed that had it all very well. Because it used to be I had all the people I liked and followed, and I saw all the good stuff, and now it's like this is not. I can't find this stuff anymore. So yeah, I didn't know what to do. But anyways, what was did you have any takeaways from Media Day?
Yeah, I just put on I put on the NBA app.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, they had Alexis Morgan, Mo DeKeel, and Zach Harper hosted a post Media Day roundup thing where they reacted with video. It was very good.
Those are 3 former guests of Fast Break Breakfast. All 3 of them have been on Fast Break Breakfast before.
So I threw that on, and
that's great.
And then they just played interviews on loop. And honestly, you know what? Karl Anthony Towns, I think he prepared. He had 15 minutes prepared.
Oh, he put together a little set.
He had a nice little routine. He was funny. I mean, he's a personable guy, but he was very funny. I thought that the vibes with the Knicks actually seemed really good. For whatever you can take away, I think vibes is about it. The Lakers seem to have pretty good vibes.
I mean, going back to the Knicks vibes, Cat, this makes me wonder, do any NBA players have a staff of writers? I think Blake Griffin did back in the day.
I'd be smart, right?
You just hire a couple, give me a couple lines, give me a tight 5 minutes. I'll stretch it to 10, 15. The vibes in the Knicks are good. Also, I did see that Karl Anthony Towns on social media posted a Media Day photo where he shrunk Jalen Brunson. So hysterical, where it was like a very tiny Jalen Brunson standing beside Kat, and I think it was beside OG Anunoby. What were the vibes? You said I didn't notice any Lakers vibes. I only saw the quote we'll get to in a second from JJ Redick about his new best friend. But no, what were the good vibes?
I think it's just LeBron. By at this point, I don't know. It feels like we're getting the real LeBron.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense. And it does seem like that team is kind of excited to be around each other. They had pretty good vibes last year. I thought that some of the stuff they did on the court, they were developing chemistry. It seemed like it was a fun team.
Yeah.
And then they gave JJ Redick an extension.
Well, there you go. Congratulations to JJ.
That'll make it sets it up perfect.
That'll make it feel good. Going to I think the most interesting thing that people were looking forward to on Media Day was will Kawhi Leonard address the media? And he did.
He did.
And he brought talking points. I would say clearly prepared, strategic talking points to come
clickbait,
in. He's like, let's hammer clickbait.
Or
let's hammer conspiracy theories or whatever. I did think it was funny. If you want to take the things that were specifically said from both Kawhi Leonard and Lawrence Frank, these could be confessions hiding in plain sight. With Kawhi, he said, and I quote, "None of us did no wrong. We welcome the NBA's investigation. None of us did no wrong."
The double negative.
It's a double negative. That, to me, it's a very Christian sentiment.
Yeah.
I'm reminded of Paul in Romans. For all have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. Another way to say that, none of us did no wrong. None of us have done no wrong.
Oh, God.
So Kawhi's up there saying, I welcome the investigation. None of us have done no wrong.
Done no wrong. That's right.
It's just where you move the emphasis.
Who amongst us?
Who amongst us?
Can any of you cast stone?
Exactly. And then Lawrence Frank gets asked, did Dennis Robertson ask for any impermissible benefits? And he says, look, and this is Ramona Shelburne asking the question, and it feels like it's like, hey, I don't, this is all conjecture. I'm joking around. I'm conspiracy theorizing right now. This is the, hey, so here's Kawhi's team. Here's how we're fighting this Clippers. We're going to get our friendly media person to give us the softball, and we'll know what the question is going to be, and we'll have the prepared statement to answer. So it seemed like maybe Ramona was giving them the softball pitches to be like, all right, state your defense. But when asked if Uncle Dennis asked for anything improper, Lawrence Frank said, look, Dennis knows the rules. Kawhi knows the rules. Mitch Frankel, Kawhi's agent, knows the rules. We know the rules. And the follow-up, is that a yes or no? Because that's very plainly not a yes or no answer. Right. Is that a yes or no? Lawrence Frank said, yes. We all know the rules. Maybe he should have said the answers. He didn't say no. He never said no.
He didn't.
He didn't say no. So it's like, yes or no. Did you break the rules? Yes, we know the rules. Like, again, this is, I think, possibly confessions hiding in plain sight. I'm
convinced.
I am still not sure what's going to happen. It is absolutely a riveting story. This is I got to give credit to Pablo Torre for just becoming my go-to. This is my binge watching TV show. Like, this is how back in the day we looked forward to the new episode of Game of Thrones or Breaking Bad or whatever. I'm like, oh, there's a new Pablo Torre. What I want. I want some of this. So, very addictive.
Honestly, man, there's like Streisand effect to a certain degree with this. Mm-hmm. What if after the first episode, the Clippers come out and say, you know what? Yep, you got us. It's over by now.
Yeah, but it's not over because you get hammered.
It's over.
You can't come out and say say we circumvented the cap.
I think they don't get hammered as much if it happens right away, right? Like if they just come out and say, "Oh yeah, we did it."
No, this is all right. So there is the circumstance. No, you're describing the thing where like, hey, the punishment's going to be worse. Like if you're a child in school or with your parents, if you confess that like, yes, that was me, I smashed the mailbox. I'm sorry. I was wrong. That of course is going to be better than like, hey, turns out our Ring camera caught you and you've been denying it. And so the punishment is worse, but I don't think that applies to certain things like like perhaps murder.
I don't know.
Cap circumvention.
Well, okay, fair. Okay.
I mean, maybe they take lethal injection.
Same thing.
Maybe they take lethal injection off the table. Yeah, they'll play you down if you save the state money by not taking it to trial.
I just think there's so much stuff, much more stuff has come out, right?
Yeah,
like it's even more egregious. And the longer this lasts, right? Like we're gonna know everything. I mean, I don't know how much more there is to know.
The latest hilarity is like that Ballmer. 10 months after the Clippers announced they've severed their connection with Aspiration, Aspiration is under federal investigation. No one's investing in it, and it seems like a fraudulent company, and they say we're done with them. 10 months later, Ballmer donates $1.9 million to the guy's charity, run by Sandberg, the guy who ran Aspiration. Guy's going to jail or whatever. Like incredible stuff. Thank you again. Thank you, Pablo, for the entertainment in the off season. Hopefully now that like actual games kick off this week, I won't be so dependent on getting my entertainment from Pablo. But anyways, Dave, let's a couple of announcements before we get into the Eastern Conference preview. Just a reminder to the Patreon supporters that fantasy basketball draft signups are open right now. Go to patreon.com/fastbreakbreakfast. Fill the form out. We're going to have 2, maybe 3, but probably 2 regular head-to-head fantasy leagues. The drafts for those, one of those is going to be Saturday, October 12th. It's going to be an early afternoon draft to help out our European patrons. There will be a draft on... Oh, wait, I got that wrong already. A Sunday draft on October 12th. That's a Sunday. Early afternoon for our European patrons and anybody else who wants to do it Sunday afternoon while watching football or whatever. There's going to be a Saturday night draft, October 18th. And then the Negative Fantasy League, the world-famous International Stackhouse of Pancakes Negative Fantasy League. Last year, we had 40 teams. Can we do 50? What's the record? What's the biggest fantasy basketball league that's ever happened? I don't know. But I'd love to get 50 in there. The draft for that is going to be Saturday, October 18th at 4 p.m. Central Time, where hopefully our European listeners, our New Zealand, Australian listeners, everybody, I think the time's going to work out so everyone can draft live. Even if you can't make that draft live, don't worry about it. No one knows what they're doing. It's a snake draft. I'm actually working with Fantrax to get the point system correct for our league. So in auto draft, I won't have to manually undo it. So this is, again, it's going to be amazing. If you want to play in all those leagues, you got to be a Patreon supporter. Also, if you join Patreon, of course, you can join the Slack channel. You get a bonus monthly episode. Patreon.com/fastbreakbreakfast. All right, let's take a break. Then we'll come back and preview the Eastern Conference. All right, Dave, it is time once again for the Butter or Parkay Eastern Conference preview. The way this works, we look at each team and we merely ask, did this team get better, which we call butter? Are they butter? Or are they not butter? Are there dreams of improvements in imitation? That's Parkay. Parkay, for those younger than maybe us. Imitation butter spread.
Does that still exist?
Greg, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if Parkay even is still a thing, but we've been going with this for so long.
Is such a weird thing.
Yeah, so we're gonna say, did the team get better? Is it butter or not better? Which is not butter, which is Parkay. And the standard we use is basically we try to imagine last year's team post trade deadline if you were relatively healthy. However, we are considering catastrophic long-term injuries. That's not relatively healthy. We're like, all right, if you had a few weeks to heal up, how good's your team? And then we're looking at all the offseason moves. And like the basis of this is kind of we're poking holes in the enthusiasm of teams. Because every team, every fan base usually, every front office usually comes into the season and is like, here's how we improved. We hired these trainers. We have a new coach. We're implementing a new system. We're going to play high effort and high speed. It's like, oh,
play faster.
Yeah.
Play faster.
That's wow. You're going to play with high effort this year? Has anyone tried that? And everyone thinks the new guys, this trade, this free agent, this draft pick is going to make us better than we were last year. So our thing is to look at the actual player movement and say, you know what? You're not actually better, or maybe you are better. And again, this is not a wins thing. This is where it gets a little difficult. It's a little murky where like the Pelicans won no games last year. It's like, okay, they're going to probably win more games. We're just talking about like if last year's team played this year's team, if that were possible, which team is better or butter? So we're going to go alphabetical order, Dave. You understand the rules, by the way? I mean, I just threw them all out. I want to make sure you.
Yeah, I mean, this is my third year?
Maybe. I don't know.
I think I've guessed it on one previously too.
I believe it.
Yeah.
Could be fourth. Who knows?
Maybe
fifth. I have no idea. I can't remember anything since my child was born, which actually lines up exactly from when the show started.
That's right.
Here we go. The Atlanta Hawks. The Atlanta Hawks have a lot of enthusiasm league wide.
Yeah.
It feels like. I think part of that is baked in just to like Jalen Johnson being healthy, which I'm not even sure how to play that, even with my rules, the rules that I created. You know, I'm like, he wasn't out for the year, but he finished the year injured. So anyways, they did get Kristaps Porzingis for almost nothing. But basically the in and out, they get Kristaps Porzingis. They sign Nickeil Alexander-Walker. They bring in Luke Kennard. But they also lose Karis LeVert, Terrence Mann, Larry Nance Jr., Clint Capella. So, Dave, to you, is the addition of Porzingis, who highlights, I think, let's say, is Porzingis and Nickeil Alexander-Walker coming in enough to make them better when you take away LeVert and Terrence Mann and Larry Nance and any of the other guys that took off?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I think so. Number one, Kristaps Porzingis, if he's healthy, which, I'll just go ahead and assume that he's healthy.
Right.
He's just a much better player than any of those guys.
Yeah.
What he does offensively, especially if you're thinking about him with the Hawks, spacing the floor, being able to pick and pop with Trae Young. I mean, that's going to be unguardable. And then defensively, he's, an actual shot blocker behind all these long rangy wings. I think that gives their defense a whole different dynamic, makes it easier to cover up for Trae Young. And, again, it's the health is the concern with Porzingis, but, it's too early for me to play the health game. And then with Nickeil Alexander-Walker, I mean, that's a high level backup. It's a guy who can actually play next to Trae Young a lot, I think. And he's a shot maker coming off the bench. So, and we know what he does defensively. So I think they improved quite a bit. And then Trae Young is going to be maximized in a way that we haven't seen. Jalen Johnson being hopefully at full strength for a full season will be big. I expected, he was going to be a big breakout guy for them last year. So yeah, I think Butter is pretty easy to say here.
Yeah, I'm like a slight Butter. I can't get too carried away. I like the theory of Porzingis. Who doesn't?
Mm-hmm. Right.
I do think their rotation is weird.
Sure.
Like, who are they starting? Jalen Johnson, Porzingis, and Okongwu? Because that feels wrong. That doesn't work.
Right.
So it's like, all right, does Porzingis come off? Okongwu spent so many years coming off the bench behind Capella. Maybe you start Jalen Johnson and Porzingis. Is that enough? And then is your three? Maybe it's
Ricochet?
Is it Ricochet? And it's like, I don't love any of that actually. And so because of that, I'm more like, I don't love it. Of course, Jalen Johnson being healthy, that probably, even if I have reservations, that pushes it to a Butter. Dyson Daniels could improve. He's very, very young. So he had a breakout year last year. He could even get better. They did also lose Garrison Matthews. Is Luke Kennard better than Garrison Matthews? I'm not convinced. I think most people say yes.
Yeah.
But Garrison puts him up more.
He gets the shots up.
Yeah, he gets them up, and he has a feistiness that maybe there's a spark to that. But maybe I'm wrong there. Maybe Luke Kennard.
Where was he on January 6th?
How dare you? Franklin High School's own. Yeah, all right. So we'll say Butter. I am not an enthusiastic Butter, but fine. You can have it, Hawks fans. Our Patreon supporters, by the way, I polled them.
Yeah.
90% Butter. So
wow.
Overwhelming Butter for the Hawks. All right.
They agreed with me. Smart.
Yes. Next up, the Boston Celtics. Well, this one is pretty easy. Because, of course, we didn't have to get
they added
too hard into it. Yeah. They got, of course, Anthony Simons coming in, but you lose Porzingis, you lose Al Horford, you lose Drew Holiday, and by the way, Jason Tatum tore his Achilles. Now, there's a lot of talk of he's the first player ever to have surgery minutes after the tear or something. And so maybe he can, but even if Jason Tatum plays 20 games this year, no, this is easy. This is an easy Parkay. Celtics fans know it. I mean, to me, the biggest question is what would they have done if Tatum had not been injured? Because they were still staring down the barrel of the tax payment.
Tearing it down.
They were already going to tear it down.
They were going to lose to the Knicks already, right? Like that. I don't know how different it would look. I mean, would they have traded Jaylen Brown?
Yeah, will they still trade Jaylen Brown is a big question.
I think Derek White is the guy to watch for sure.
Yeah.
I'm not, by the way, I'm not convinced that with Derek White and Jaylen Brown, they can't be the 6th seed.
Oh, of course not.
Because the East stinks.
The East is horrific. So this is you're worse, but you could still be competitive.
But those two guys especially are so good. But Derek White though is fascinating. I mean, he is to me he could be a swing piece in the title.
Yeah, agreed.
If he
he already has that on his resume.
He's done it. He can do it again.
So
could the Bucks get him? Or
we don't. Yeah, but
I don't think so.
As far as better or worse, they're worse. They're Parkay.
Oh, yeah, Parkay.
The patrons 100%. Every respondent, no contrarian voted. It is yes. They are Parkay.
That's gonna be a Parkay team playing on the Parkay floor.
There you go. Thank you for doing that. The next team. The Brooklyn Nets. Dude, putting together their depth chart.
Well, you don't like Kobe Buffkin?
Dude, I assume they're going to waive Kobe Buffkin. I'm actually looking at their squad. I didn't go in depth on all of them, but I think they have too many players on guaranteed contracts. So some of these guys are getting waived, but they're starting 5. All right. Cam Thomas. I assume they're not going to screw him, even though he signed the qualifying deal. No. Cam Thomas, Michael Porter Jr., and Nick Claxton will start. The other two spots,
Terrence Mann probably starts.
Well, I thought maybe Haywood Highsmith. So like Haywood Highsmith or Terrence Mann. And then it's like one of the draft picks. I don't know. Igor Denham, Nolan Traore. This,
you know what?
This
I
roster
training
is
camp is going to
so offensive. They obviously they lost Kim Johnson. They lost D'Angelo Russell. They lost Keon Johnson. They just waived him just to do that Kobe Buffkin thing to bring in things. Yeah, this team is an abomination before God and man. And that actually makes them worse than last year. Easy Parkay.
Amazing for a team as bad as they were last year to find a new depth. It's incredible. They won 26 games. What are they going to be? 15 wins this year?
I mean, what's your guy Jordi Fernandez going to pull out of them? Is he going to do anything?
I see. That's their biggest problem is they got a coach that gets these guys to play hard every night. And if you play hard in regular season, you're going to win some fluky games.
Yep. All right. So this has been easy so far. Let's go to the next team. Let's go to the Chicago Bulls. We don't need to mess around.
Oh, man.
The Chicago Bulls are, always stuck in this purgatory. They're in the no man's land. They're just trying to make Jerry Reinsdorf a little bit of cash on the side. They hope they can make the play-in. They had an interesting is, I guess, highly subjective. They're not going to make the top headlines of any NBA recap, but they basically only swapped Lonzo Ball for Isaac Okoro.
Right.
And then it's like, all right, maybe we get a little more from Giddey locked in another year on the team. Does Kobe White have any more? I mean, I guess bonus for me, I think Buzelis year 2, I could get excited about, but it's a hard one. So what are your thoughts on the Bulls offseason and where they're going?
I mean, I don't know. They didn't add any talent.
Yeah.
And I would say that maybe Lonzo and Okoro, Lonzo obviously more talented, but he never can play. Like you just can't count on him. So maybe that's a wash because Okoro at least can play. I don't know. They're not better. They're not worse.
I think maybe Okoro this is like scraping out the last bit of margarine from the tub. This is scraping. This is like part of me is like maybe Okoro is a better fit in a starting lineup. He's more of like a 3, like a straight up 3 than like Patrick Williams is like more of a 4. So that means you can start Kobe White and Josh Giddey. Then you can have maybe Okoro at the 3, Buzelis at the 4 with Vucevic at the 5. I like that. Okay. Off the bench, it's not catastrophic.
Right.
In my mind, where it's like Trey Jones, Dosunmu, Kevin Huerter, Jalen Smith, I like all right. You know what? Butter. Little bit butter. Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Why would they be worse? Butter. I mean, normally I would say Ty goes to Parkay. For me, if you're not butter, Ty goes to Parkay. But I'm going to say I believe enough in just a little bit of improvements. Donovan.
Okoro's going to play.
Donovan signed another extension. That's good for vibes. That's a little butter right there, right?
Yeah. The coach extension is a good sign.
I'm gonna go butter. So you're going with me?
I'll say butter. I mean, like I said, they're not worse, and I can give them slightly better.
Well, I got bad news. The patrons disagree. I think this is a vibes feeling, and there are just negative vibes. Bulls fans have negative vibes. An overwhelming negative. 85% voted no.
Whoa.
So I've lost the listeners there.
You telling me this team can't win? Wait, they won 39 games last year.
Don't let the win total distract you, Dave. I think this year's team smokes last year's team. I'm putting my stamp on it. So you and I butter, the listeners no. Parkay. And actually, apologies to the huge contingent of Hornets fans going alphabetically. I skipped the Hornets. So sorry there. The Hornets.
Yeah.
I mean, where do we start? They traded Mark Williams.
Yep.
They traded Yusuf Nurkic. They traded away their front court for nothing. They got Colin Sexton for free. We were all, I guess you get Colin Sexton for the Nurkic thing. That's good stuff. Good stuff.
Yep.
Colin Sexton is the most talented player they brought in.
They drafted Con Knupel.
Yeah, and McNeely and Kalkbrenner, and those guys are gonna, I think, play big roles trying to do their like depth chart. I think one of those guys might start. I don't know. I was trying to like, is Moussa Diabate the starting center? I was literally.
That's a good question.
Is it Kalkbrenner? Like I was trying to figure out. You got LaMelo, and you got Miles Bridges. You got Brandon Miller. Who's my two? I mean, they signed Trey Mann. I guess he's the backup one. So is it like
could it be Knupel?
Is it Knupel or Sexton? Maybe.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't think it'll be Sexton.
I mean, I can't figure it out. Sexton, I would say
too small. I mean, I think with Knupel, he's 6'7" and he can shoot. Yeah.
And he's supposed to be the ideal glue guy.
He's a number 4 pick on a bad team. He should just start. Like, let's go ahead and just write him in ink.
I'm going with Sexton. You got to build up that Sexton trade value.
I see. I think you built that up, bringing him off the bench and with his leadership.
There you go. So what do you think? The trade-off of Colin Sexton, Pat Connaughton, and all the rookies coming in versus Mark Williams and Nurkic going out? I don't even know what you do here. Micic is gone. Is it good or bad? Who knows?
I don't know. I want to say butter. Yeah, but I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, I don't know. Colin Sexton maybe make some butter.
Yeah, I just can't. This whole team makes me like kind of angry. We're just looking at the
Colin Sexton's better than Nurkic, right?
I mean, Spencer Dinwiddie is not horrible.
No,
he's not good. But like, if you have just some level, they can have solid ball handling on the court at all times. Between LaMelo and between Sexton and Dinwiddie, and then even Trey Mann, and if Knipple can dribble some, you got solid ball handling. You got some wings. I mean, I'm not expecting a breakout for Jajon Salon or anything, but like, I don't know. Why is Mason Plumlee on this team? What's happening? Selling tickets?
There's a bunch. They added 6 white guys.
Yeah,
this summer.
Problematic. See, now you set that up. You can't say butter. It sounds problematic.
Yeah. I think Parkay. I think Parkay now. Just can't do it, man.
Oh man. Yeah, this is I hate how much I may be trying to wrestle with it because I could care less.
Yeah, I mean, their center rotation to me is worse than it was.
It's really bad.
Right. Yeah, but this is the hardest part actually about the teams that are at the bottom.
Their center rotation is worse than the Celtics center rotation. And the Celtics center rotation is headlined by Nemias Queta and Chris Boucher.
Yeah, I'm going Parkay. I'm going Parkay on Charlotte.
You're going Parkay.
Which is, I've changed my mind since yesterday. Because in my head, like all summer, I've been like, oh, you know what? I like what Charlotte's been doing. And I don't hate what Charlotte's been doing over the course of the last couple of years.
All right. If you're going to go Parkay, I'm going to go butter. I have no strong feeling.
Beef.
I feel like based on vibes, I haven't even looked. Let's go to the listeners.
Well, Colin Sexton is an upgrade on vibes.
Hey, the listeners, 2/3 of them say yes, improved. So I think, Colin Sexton is a more impactful NBA player than Mark Williams is, I think. Even though Mark Williams was traded for things and Colin Sexton was essentially given away, it seems like. I think it's tight, but all right, you're going Parkay.
I'm just gonna go Parkay.
Yeah, I'll go butter. The listeners 2/3 say butter. All right. Now I'll see if I can do this alphabetically thing again. I think it's the Cleveland Cavaliers are up next. Is. The Cavaliers chose Sam Merrill over Ty Jerome, so they get rid of Ty Jerome. They traded away Isaac Okoro for Lonzo Ball. They brought in Larry Nance Jr. Is that it? Their offseason is getting rid. I think it just boils down to you got rid of Ty Jerome to bring in the hope that Larry Nance Jr. and Lonzo Ball are healthy.
Yeah, and they also signed Thomas Bryant.
I can't. I heard you the first time, and I can't. I can't acknowledge the importance of Thomas Bryant on a team that already has Evan Mobley, Jarrett Allen, and Dean Wade.
Yeah, they got a good center rotation.
They already had a good center rotation. Listen,
and now it's even better.
This is Parkay. The Cavaliers are worse. What part of the Cavaliers
Worse.
might have better success this year, but
Mm.
like, I think Evan Mobley made his big. I mean, he's an amazing player. I think he kind of stepped up big time last year. I'm not expecting a huge improvement there. Jared Allen, I think, is peaked. I think Darius Garland.
Well, wait, but you saw the pictures of Evan Mobley.
I haven't.
New jacked Evan Mobley.
15 pounds of muscle.
Oh, and but probably like 8, but like it looks it.
For me,
he's jacked now.
I don't think hoping Lonzo Ball is going to play is going to make up for losing Ty Jerome. And maybe you could say, oh, it's a postseason thing because Ty Jerome wasn't that good in the postseason. Okay, fine. But like Lonzo Ball hasn't been healthy. I think I don't see the massive improvement. And maybe if it's a tie, again, tie goes to Parkay for me. This is Parkay. What do you say?
You know, the guy I think they're really going to miss in the regular season is Karis LeVert.
Yeah, so they traded him away at the deadline, so it doesn't really count for this exercise. But yeah, maybe here we go. Here's how I know they're Parkay, because I feel like mentioning like that Naquan Tomlin had a great summer league. When I've gone to the 2-way guys I didn't know about 6 months ago. Yeah. That's but again, I mean, they're the clear-cut regular season favorite in the East.
Yeah.
I'm not saying anything different there. The East, most people think, and I would agree with, it's going to come down to the Cavs or the Knicks, and maybe the Magic. I don't know. But like, it's the Cavaliers are the team to beat in the East, but also they won 1 billion games last year. I think they're a little bit worse. What's your verdict? Okay, so I convinced you.
I'm saying Parkay. Okay.
Oh,
I mean, I had him Parkay.
I felt like you were saying Butter early on. The listeners are.
Just let me make an argument.
80% Parkay. They don't. Yeah. No one thinks the Cavs made a big step forward as far as our listeners. Here's an interesting one. The Detroit Pistons.
Yeah, it is interesting, isn't it?
So I think it's worth, if we spell it out, the Pistons, they lost Malik Beasley, who played a huge role on the team last year. Technically he could still come back maybe. But Malik Beasley sort of in NBA purgatory right now. They got rid of Dennis Schroeder. They traded Simone Fontecchio. Tim Hardaway Jr., who played a lot of minutes for them, is gone. To replace those guys, they brought in Karis LeVert and Duncan Robinson. And also, I think when discussing the Pistons, it's fair to consider that Jaden Ivey, we're now, I think for the purposes of this exercise, we can say he's coming back. So like, again, not sure how to judge it. He played 30-something games last year, I think. Like, yeah. If we include Jaden Ivey, okay, then Butter. If we don't include Jaden Ivey, I don't know. What do you think?
Malik Beasley was basically like Klay Thompson last year.
Yeah.
Can Duncan Robinson do that for them?
I do not think so. For me, Malik Beasley and Tim Hardaway Jr., serviceable but kind of NBA player. Like those guys for Karis LeVert and Duncan Robinson. I don't know, man. Like you said, Beasley was, I mean, he wasn't prime Klay, but he was maybe like 2023 Klay. Like he was really good last year with the volume and the accuracy.
You could make the argument, okay, hey, Duncan Robinson's actually got some stuff off the dribble that he can do. I mean, remember he was running a bunch of pick and roll down in Miami. Okay, so maybe he can attack. I just am not convinced that I'm not convinced that those guys are gonna make up for it. Karis LeVert, that's a scorer off the bench. He's gonna help him.
Yeah.
And what they do, the thing that made them special to me last year was the way they play defense. And I think they should still be able to defend at that level.
I think if you're a Pistons fan, you can also
probably gonna go Parkay.
I think you can bake in. I think you can reasonably hope for improvements from Asar Thompson,
sure, and
Jalen Duren. Maybe not, but I think you're hoping for those things.
Yeah,
it's really tight. It's really tight for me. I think if you count Jaden Ivey as an addition, then it's Butter. If you don't, I lean Parkay. The patron supporters. This is the closest one we've had yet. 56 say yes, better. 56%.
Wow.
44% no. I lean Parkay, but I'm probably underestimating the return. Again, not to say they're a bad team. You know what? I'm not going to doubt Asar Thompson. I'm going to swing.
I'm going to go butter.
Okay, you're going butter?
I'm going butter.
This is a very tight one. So, as we like to say, this is marginally butter, but still. All right, fine. It bounced around there at the very end. We came around to a 100% butter. Very exciting there. All right. That's after Cleveland was a 100% Parkay. Let's keep going. We're just about halfway done. Let's take a break after this one. We need to go deep on this one. Probably spend a lot of time on the Indiana Pacers. The Pacers swapped Miles Turner for Jay Huff and lost Tyrese Halliburton. Parkay
and Thomas Bryant.
Oh, thank you. See, I hope you were setting this up. Well done, Dave. Yeah. Easy Parkay. Let's jump around. Let's do one listener submitted question. Let's take a little break here. This is unrelated to the Eastern Conference. This is the croissant questionnaire.
Are you going to finish that croissant?
All right. This goes back to JJ Redick's media day. Bobby Payton wants to know, what advice do you think ChatGPT gave JJ Redick? So at media day, JJ Redick is talking about how his new best friend is talking to ChatGPT for hours every night.
And he calls it chat, by the way. Just throwing that out there.
I mean, this is not the listener question, but my listener question is, what level of cry for help is this? This feels like an extreme cry for help. The man has a family, right?
Yeah. Every time someone says to me, "Oh yeah, I do this thing in Chat GPT or what," I just like you ever see when dogs are approached by a dog that they don't really mess with, and they kind of look off into the distance until that dog walks away.
Okay,
that is like the glassy-eyed, far off stare that I take when people start talking to me about Chat GPT, because all I can think about is the end of the world. And it's like, oh, cool. You're using it to organize your calendar that has 2 things on it. Cool.
Even if we ignore the environmental impact of AI, let's just say using AI was good for the planet.
Sure. Is not thinking.
I'm still saying, like, wait, you spend hours just talking to AI. What are you hoping to have happen? He's like, oh, I used to spend hours on Wikipedia doing deep dives, going on rabbit holes. Now I just talk to Chat GPT. It's like
normally just bring back books.
Normally I'm like, listen, smartphones are killing people. I wish JJ was playing some smartphone game instead of just talking to AI.
Get him the Times crossword.
Get him to tell you, go do Wordle, man. Go do some Wordle. Maybe sketch out some rotations where you play more than YouTube. 5 guys. Yeah.
YouTube.
But I guess we should answer Bobby's question. Which was, what advice do you think ChatGPT gave JJ Redick?
Man. ChatGPT, I mean, whatever it is, it's wrong.
Play more than 5 players. Right? I think play more than 5 players.
Yeah, definitely play more than 5 players. I
think going under the premise that it just
check your trunk.
No, honestly,
in the car.
We should provide Chat GPT the answers. Like, if we put it out there, it's going to maybe it'll get scraped.
The transcript of this show.
I think what the Lakers should do this season is try Jared Vanderbilt at point guard. I think what the Lakers should do this season is try Jared Vanderbilt at point guard. Should JJ Redick, the coach,
and DeAndre Ayton together,
more DeAndre Ayton, all big lineups. 48 minutes to Dalton Connect could be an option for the Lakers this offseason. Do you hear me, Chat GPT? Experts are saying Jared Vanderbilt needs the ball in his hands. So let's see if that trickles down.
What do you? I wonder what the thing is. There is like this supposition that he's going to ask this thing basketball questions,
right?
And I just don't. I don't think that's how he's using it.
Yeah. Anyways, thank you for the question, Bobby. If you want your question answered on air, you got to be a Patreon supporter. Patreon.com/fastbreakbreakfast. Come sign up. Remember, Negative Fantasy League. I want everyone to play $5 a month. Patreon.com/fastbreakbreakfast. All right, Dave, we got 7 teams left in the Eastern Conference. The Miami Heat, they lost Haywood Highsmith and Duncan Robinson and my guys Kyle Anderson and Kevin Love, but they picked up Norm Powell, Simone Fontecchio, and Precious Achua. I think Norm Powell,
big addition.
I think that makes up for the losses. So just a straight up butter. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel. And I
also like Kasparas Giakoušionis.
Yeah,
I don't know if he's going to get a chance to do anything for them this year, but man, I like him. I think he'll be fun.
The listeners strongly disagree with us. 75% say the Heat got worse. So, I mean, they weren't any good. Yeah, but I don't think they've slipped further down the slope necessarily. Yeah.
They added a guy who was a borderline all-star last year. I actually think he kind of got robbed, but Norm Powell can play.
Yep. All right. So we disagree with the listeners. We're going butter on the Heat. Listeners,
you mean the listeners are wrong?
Listeners say Parkay. All right. The Milwaukee Bucks. I mean, this was pretty straightforward because I believe we're including the loss of Damian Lillard. Unless you count him already being hurt when the season ended.
I think, because he was going to be out this year, and they right. So when we last saw them, when we last saw them, they were down bad, and now they're down not as bad.
Right. They turned. So if we're already including the loss of Damian Lillard, which I think
that's the fair way to do it.
I think based on the way I explained the rules to the listeners, that is what we do because he got injured last season.
Right.
So they lost Brook Lopez and Pat Connaughton and turned that into Miles Turner, Amir Coffey, Gary Harris, Cole Anthony. That actually is a swing. That's a butter.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
So they're not going to be as good as they were during the regular season with Damian Lillard. Right. But from the end of last year, this is like a technicality, butter. Our listeners, maybe some of them interpreted it right. They said 63% Parkay. But if we explained it to them now, I think they'd all be on board for a unanimous butter. The Knicks, the good vibe New York Knicks, Dave. They didn't. Am I seeing this? Did I forget something? Did they lose anybody that mattered?
Let's see. They lost Cam Payne, Precious Achua.
Yeah, Precious they lost, but replaced him with Yabusele.
That's right.
Which is an improvement, I think. They got Jordan Clarkson. If he has any juice left, who knows? Not going to be required a lot. Of course, coaching change.
Right.
The biggest. I lean butter just based on not losing any key rotation pieces.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say butter. Jordan Clarkson is going to be big for them coming off the bench. You know, having another guy who can score like that. I will see with Mike Brown, like how much their offense is going to change. I mean, this is the Jalen Brunson show, and I can't imagine a scenario where he wants the ball less.
Yep.
So, we'll see how much different the
also
gets.
It'll be interesting to see what the minutes look like with a non-Tibbs coach. Is Mike Brown? Are we going to use the whole bench? Are we going to have 32 minutes a game for starters?
They've got a lot of guys now, though. I mean, this is the other thing is they did add depth, which they did not have necessarily the last couple of years. Like you've got some real players now on this bench, so they don't have an excuse to play these guys so much.
Yep. All right, so we both say the Knicks are butter. The listeners, the Patreon supporters, have said yes, they are also butter. 62% saying the Knicks are butter. The Orlando Magic, they did not want to mess around this offseason. They want to win a playoff series. They made it very clear. They're going to do what they can to try to make that happen. So they turned Kentavious Caldwell-Pope into Desmond Bane. That's a heaping.
That's a heck of a magic
slab
trick
of butter. They turned, I don't know, Cole Anthony into Tyus Jones, which also pretty solid bit of work there. They lost Gary Harris. Yeah, what are you going to do?
Right.
I think, this is an easy, massive, buttery goodness for the Orlando Magic.
Big time butter. And if Franz looks as good coming off Eurobasket as he looked in Eurobasket, like if he can play like the way he looked physically, he looks healthier.
Will Franz ever make 3-pointers again?
I don't think so. No.
Honestly, this might have gone under the radar because no one really cares about it. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope said some things at Grizzlies Media Day where he basically was talking about how like the Orlando offense was very stagnant.
Yeah.
And nobody could
have an offense.
And nobody could pass.
Right.
Because they were like, so your numbers were down last year pretty big time. KCP was at the level of looks you were getting. And he was like, well, not really looks, but like, there weren't a lot of passes to the open spot, whatever. And he's like, by the time you got the ball, there'd be 2 guys closing out. And so he he basically said like this team totally stagnant offense. No one passed. Which again, it went under the radar because we have bigger fish to fry. What with Kawhi talking to people and such. Next team, the Philadelphia 76ers, Dave.
I just don't know what to do with
what
these
do we
guys,
what do we
man.
do with these guys?
I don't know what to do with them. I had this whole thing like over the summer at Summer League. I sold this bit where it was like, who are you most hopeful for and who's got the most? You remember this? You were on this, right?
Yeah.
Who most bleak future and most hopeful future?
No, we did bleak and hopeful, and you were on both sides of it. Yeah.
I picked the Sixers for both, and it looks more like the bleak future is here.
The bleak future has arrived.
You've got Jared McCain just had a surgery, another surgery. I don't know
UCL.
How long he's gonna be out.
Yeah.
Joel Embiid, there's that
Not
question
healthy.
mark as usual, and it's October 1st, and they should be butter. VJ Edgecombe, you get to add a number 3 pick to a team that's already got like a Hall of Famer or whatever. Should be great. I don't know. What do we even do? They got better on paper.
What do we do when it's like Paul George is like, yep, last year was, I can't remember his exact words. He said something like, it was like, basically there's nowhere to go but up. Like last year was as bad as it's going to get. And then it's like, then there's reports are like Paul George is not healthy for training camp. He's not ready. And it's like, it could get worse. And now that McCain's hurt again, I mean, the player movement is not anything you get excited about. I mean, Edgecombe, they got, not whatever. I guess they got lucky in the lottery. So they end up with a high draft pick, but it's like, they, as far as veterans, they didn't bring back Yabusele. And it's like,
right.
You're telling me Kyle Lowry's back and he's also working for Amazon at the same time?
That is
that's the dream, man. I'm
going Parkay.
Ty goes to Parkay.
I'm going Parkay.
This is a team that's impossible to judge because of the injury stuff. And you're like, what doesn't even, like most times when I say, imagine a reasonably healthy Sixer squad, what does that even look like? What is reasonable? When it comes to these things. Yeah, I'm going Parkay. Our listeners, I think, were similarly confused. 57% said Parkay. So we're just giving the Sixers a unanimous Parkay. The Toronto Raptors. We get to count because he didn't play a game last year for the Raptors.
Yeah,
I believe by the rule, the officials are telling us that we get to count Brandon Ingram as an addition for this exercise. They also got your guy,
Mamu
Kilishvili. They did lose Chris Boucher. So I think,
but Mamu's an upgrade there.
Yeah. So I think just saying it's like last year's team plus Brandon Ingram.
Yeah. Butter.
They have an opportunity in the worst Eastern Conference imaginable They have an opportunity to win games.
Oh, our friend Sean Woodley might have convinced me on Locked On Raptors yesterday that they could be the 6th seed. He might have talked me into it because the truth is the East is absurdly bad. Everybody's hurt. And if these guys just stay healthy, they've got enough NBA players that they should win, might win like
that's how I feel.
39 games.
Yeah, I think the Raptors should be butter.
Normal season, this is a 9 or 10 seed at best.
No, but they're
normal season.
They're gonna be battling out with the Bulls for the 7 seed.
Also should be a 9 or 10 seed.
Yeah, if that. All right, so you said butter, I said butter. The Raptors, according to our listeners, a slight Parkay. A 57% Parkay. I mean, the Brandon Ingram thing is hard because he was technically there. Just the ankle, he decided never to suit up. All right, so we're a little bit split there. Final team in the East is the Washington Wizards. Dave, what do we do? I mean, CJ McCollum's there.
Yeah.
But is he better than Jordan Poole now?
Yeah, I don't think so.
They waived Marcus Smart, who helped them win some ball games last year.
Right.
That's a fact. They also turned over just some of their veterans into the year pickups like Kelly Olynyk, Rashawn Holmes, Malcolm Brogdon. He wasn't really a part of anything. Mm-hmm. They brought in, I don't know which one of these players is expected to play for the Wizards. I'm going to list off. This is their additions listed on NBA.com. Malachi Branham. Is he going to play?
Probably not. Probably not.
Because, I mean, I feel a lot of these, you're like, they brought him in to try him out. Low-cost acquisition of a lottery talent or first-round talent. Yeah, all right. How about Dylan Jones? Is he going to play?
Maybe.
Okay, maybe. CJ McCollum.
Probably.
So CJ and Chris are going to start feel good vibes maybe at the beginning of the year. Have
traded after December 15th.
Bob Carrington starting with them. Maybe bring Koulibaly off the bench. I don't know.
These guys they might make too much money.
What about Blake Wesley? Is he here to play?
Probably. Maybe should.
What about Cam Whitmore?
I mean, I assume he's going to play.
You got to give him a shot, right?
Yeah. This guy that can score.
I mean, they ended up. This is neither here nor there.
I mean, they drafted Trey Johnson, who I assume
Trey Johnson. Yeah. I mean, also, of course, their draft stuff is an important thing. We haven't mentioned much about the draft picks. That's the other thing. Where it's like, even looking at the East, it's like, which of these draft picks are we excited about? Like, I guess Knipple and Edgecombe.
I'm excited. Trey Johnson. I think Trey Johnson's going to be fun to watch, especially with the defense that they can put around him. I
mean, Cam Whitmore could put the ball in the bucket when he got a chance on the Rockets. Mm-hmm. And they let him go for very little. So there is this opportunity for maybe him to be a scorer for the Wizards. I'm worried he's going to take Justin Champagne's minutes, whom I love.
Yeah.
But anyways, this was a terrible team that shuffled around some stuff. What do we do? They're horrible, I think. Are they butter? I mean, they have enough young guys.
Internal growth.
The internal growth does feel big here, where Sarr, year 2, should be a little bit better. Koulibaly, Carrington.
They are so young outside of their 2 very old guys.
Yeah. I don't know what to do here.
To me. I mean, the thing is, I expect them to be better.
Yeah.
In some tangible ways, but did they make themselves better? That's the question, right? Like it's internal development that I'm really banking on.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm going to say butter.
So
they added talent. They did add talent. Cam Whitmore, like that's a talented young player.
I mean, Trey Johnson, Cam Whitmore, and then if we assume CJ McCollum is going to play, but I guess I don't know. I don't even want to answer because they're not actually trying. Here's the good news. The Patreon supporters, perfect split.
50-50.
Perfect split.
Nice.
So yeah, whatever. Let's just call it a tie. Who knows? Anyways, to wrap up, Dave, did your team get butter? We say the Hawks did. We say the Celtics, no, Parkay. Nets, no, Parkay. Charlotte, you said Parkay. I said butter. Listener said butter. Bulls, tiny pat of butter. Listeners disagreed. Parkay. Cleveland, actually unanimous Parkay. Detroit, despite arguing about it, we finally settled on unanimous butter. Pacers, unanimous Parkay. You and I thought the Heat were butter. Listeners said no, Parkay. Knicks, unanimous butter. Magic, easy butter. 76ers, unanimous confusion, settled on Parkay. What else we got? Oh, Raptors, you and I butter. Listeners, Parkay. And then did I do it all? Wizards. We're split. Just total split. Yep. So there you have it. Did I mention the Bucks on the recap? Let's say the Bucks. You and I said butter because we included the fact they lost Dame last year. So they're better. The listeners were confused. So it's fine. And there, we did it. We will do the Western Conference coming up very, very soon. I've got to run over to Grizzlies training camp in a few minutes. Hopefully get some more talk about speed, man. Speed kills. God, that effort and that speed. The conditioning. We're going to beat them with conditioning. It's going to be awesome.
We're going to rebound.
Yeah. Going to get the ball
really
at the court.
Focus on transition defense.
Yeah. I'm really
worried.
What
are the referees focused on? What's the point of emphasis?
The point of emphasis, dude, the point of emphasis, no joke, that like they put out was like the rules that everyone hates. It was like, oh yeah, straight line, knocking the offensive player off his line. That's a defensive foul. And it's all these like plays where it's like, that shouldn't be a defensive foul. Come on. So I'm not excited about that. Anyways, listeners, Patreon supporters, thank you as always for your support. Make sure you sign up for the Fantasy Leagues, patreon.com/fastbreakfast. All right, you guys are the best. Thanks for listening. And remember, breakfast is the most important thing.
Yeah, never apologize for being G&G. Fast break, man. You understand?
I will remember